Steve again, and Happy New Year to you all. Thanks very much for watching the channel. And today I'm in the Volvo FH540. It's an 8-wheeler, double drive, twin steer. And the reason why I'm in it, the DAF's the dealership having a gearbox sorted out at last, and it's got recall on the engine. Apparently a camshaft bolt problem with the Euro 6 engine. So I'm in Pete's Volvo probably for the next 3 weeks. Unfortunately, Pete has left the company now after 9 years, and hopefully he's finding life a little bit easier on his new job, and we wish him all the best under his new career change. So anyway, we've got the Volvo here. It's a bit of a lump, this one. It's about 28.5 tons, so it's about 8.5 tons heavier than the DAF. The reason why a lot of the weight is, say, of this big top boom we got here now. We've got extra stabilising legs for adds more weight to the vehicle. Yeah, so it's a bit of a lump, this one. Say my DAF's mainly a lift and tow vehicle, but obviously with the top boom, Pete does a lot of specialist work over the years for the company, getting stuff out of ditches and that, and that's what it's designed to do, you know. So it's a good winching vehicle. So he's got a long underlift as well, does a fair bit of towing as well with it, but I imagine it's possibly not the best vehicle to get the buses around the town centres, but I've only picked it up yesterday and I'm finding out that it's pretty capable actually. So the company got this from Volvo, ordered it direct from the factory as an 8-wheeler, and it does really turn well. I didn't expect it to be as movable as it was, but you say it's my second day with it. I'm just having a little play with it, so I thought I'll show you around it a little bit. So I've done about 3 jobs yesterday in a car transport, so slightly in at the deep end with it, but yeah, very impressed actually. Considering how much weight and that this vehicle is for a 540 engine, I didn't expect it to pull as well as it is. So the DAF's manual, this is auto, and I find it very smooth and a nice ride actually, so I'm quite impressed with the Volvo. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to show you around it a little bit. I'll start from the near side. You say buying it from Volvo direct, the company have added a few extras, like this big bar at the front with a fixed tow bar can go in, so we can actually push vehicles from the front with this. Is all the special option, and the cab inside, which I'll probably show you about it now actually. We've had the interior, a darker interior. I think that's one of Pete's choices really, so it's a bit easier to clean, and say it's actually immaculate for a 6-year-old vehicle. It's been really well looked after. Pete's the only one that's driven this, so the headlining and that, you know, there's no marks on it at all. Bit untidy because I sort of chucked my stuff in here yesterday, but so it's got a microwave, a fridge under here, and this is a little control panel that does all the beacons and the loading lights, and that all can be controlled inside the cab before we can actually get out. You say plenty of locker space and that, so it's all immaculate for a 6-year-old vehicle, really is. So it's a shame I'm putting my dirty feet in it now. Right, quite a big step up actually from the DAF. It does sit quite high, which I suppose is handy going over landfill sites where it spends a bit of its time doing winch outs and that, so there's no chance of the bumper and that getting damaged and that. Say for a 6-year-old vehicle, just odd little mark here and there, but you know, absolutely immaculate really. I'm going to show you through the lockers, I suppose. This is the first locker. This is a control locker really, with all the charging units, the little lights and that we use. I've chucked a few of me bits and pieces in here, and one of the things that I tend to use quite a lot now actually, this little butane torch to heat the bolts up, particularly on Volvo and Renaults. We tend to do a lot of them, especially like if you were to recover this vehicle, you wouldn't want to strip the hub reductions. It's double drive at the back, you'll be moving the prop shaft, and they tend to have a lot of lock seal, thread lock on the bolts, and just by warming up the nut at the end with this torch, it makes it a lot easier to undo. So that's one of the first locker there, little charging locker up. You say this has got loads of Susie lines and that connecting to trailer and extra airlines. The toolbox here, so we've got loads of lifting forks, and that's a trailer board where the cordless lights stick on. Load of safety chains, and we got here a couple of bars and a sledgehammer. Nice big wheel stands. I quite like these ones. They're a bit higher up than the Boniface ones on me DAF, and gives you a little bit more clearance, so you knock in your head. All this is all sockets and all that, and there's plenty of tools in here. We've got guns and all spanners, quickly long reach spanners. That's quite handy, a 24. Just noticed that I brought my old one. I didn't need to bring that. It's quite handy, a 24, if you want to unwind the brake chambers on something like a Merc on the back axle where you can't get a ratchet in for your shorter space, and you can use a ratchet spanner. Anyway, that's that locker there. Plenty of wood chocks, bit of a maintenance fluid and that to free off bolts and whatever. Some blue rolls, some gloves. Got two remotes here. It's got one for the underlift and that, and one for the winches on the top boom. Little rechargeable light. Got a little camera here that can show the near side, I suppose, when you're up using the top boom. You can, from this angle, you can see the other side. Yeah, these bigger legs here, I've just pulled the pin and they just the front just drops down to bite into the ground. So it's a good winching vehicle. Plenty of good shackle points and that to anchor back to. Yeah, nice long underlift. Yeah, ideal actually for sort of rear lifting buses and that, which we have to do a fair bit. You need to go a fair bit under to near the back axles. Yeah, a lot longer than the underlifts you may see on a lot of American trucks. These are retractable airlines, and this is a tow bin adapter that spins around. And there we have it. This is the top boom. So Pete does a lot of, well, he did do a lot of specialist work with this, getting dust carts and tippers out of ditches, and that's what mainly he was doing. Apart from sort of lift and tow work, he did do a lot of specialist work for the company. And so this is the ideal truck for it, really. Nice and heavy. What we got in the back, this is extra long pedestals. This is just tractable leads. I've chucked a few of me half shaft covers in. This is the fifth wheel adapter, so we can actually tow a trailer on the back of that. Got some chains, winching chains, and here we go. We got the wheel grids, 4 big snatch blocks, plenty of shackles in here. This is unusual actually. That is how you fill up with fuel. I suppose it makes it a good ballast because the fuel tank's dead behind the cab, so a bit more weight on the front 2 axles when you're lifting. But yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge me first time to try and find the fuel cap, and you use a little step ladder and a tennis ball to keep the fuel hose up. Yeah, you got to get it a certain angle, which I found out yesterday, for it to fill. But yeah, plenty of straps in here for tying down roofs and some granules there. Do get a few bridge strikes and that, so have to make the roofs secure. Yeah, and there we have it, really. So hopefully I'll be able to do a bit of filming with it. I'm not sure how long I got it, depending how long DAF's want my truck, so possibly about 3 weeks, but we're hoping to film something with it anyway. So it's a good vehicle, this one, so it's well looked after, and yeah, I'm quite sold over the Volvo at the moment. I probably prefer, to be honest with you, the underlift on the Boniface, but you say it's only my second day, whether it's a little bit new and the controls are a little bit different, but yeah, I'm looking forward to use it for a few weeks anyway, and I'll give you my sort of fourth opinion and that between the two. But I imagine the fuel is probably going to be quite a bit more than the DAF, because the DAF average is about 7.5 to gallon. So with this being 28.5 tons and double drive at the back, yeah, I imagine it's going to be quite a bit more thirstier than the DAF, but we will see. So I think it's definitely got a bigger fuel tank, which will be handy. There we go. That's so it's not sure if I mentioned, it's Roger Dyson have done all the custom body on this, and it's his equipment on the back. So the company tend to use Boniface or Roger Dyson for the heavy equipment. But there we go. I'll put this away now and get ready for my first job and see what we can film. Thanks very much for watching the channel and subscribing, and thought you might like a little look around the Volvo. And thanks very much for watching for now. Cheers. Second week now with the Volvo, and as you can see, we had a busy week the first week, especially by the state of it. We've gone through a lot of snow, a lot of icy conditions, plenty of grit and muck and that on the road, and it's just fired up all down the side. So we're just waiting for the hose pipe to defore so I can give it a wash, hopefully, before I get a job. Yeah, just giving you sort of impressions of the first week of the Volvo, really. Yeah, I do like the custom made body by Roger Dyson. I haven't had to use the top boom, but the underlifts, you know, nice long reach really. It's a little bit slower to operate than the Boniface, but you say it does the job. I found out that the top lockers are actually full up with lifting straps and slings, so if you just have to climb up here and use the handle. So these two lockers here, I missed that out on the first walk round the vehicle, so what I've done, means it's still pretty icy, I've got some straps out the top lockers and put in the side lockers, just sort of save crawling up there in the icy conditions to get any straps out when you're on a job. Yeah, the Volvo, very impressed with the Volvo. The I-Shift gearbox, you know, you say it's geared well. So the company spent a bit of time apparently with Volvos getting the gearing right, so it does pull well. Yeah, it's a complete recovery truck really. It does everything you want to do. It turns well. Obviously it's a good winching vehicle because of the weight. Very stable for towing. You see, the only thing is, you say with 28.5 tonne, as I said earlier, that I think the main difference will be the fuel really, and it is a quite a thirsty truck to drive compared to the DAF. You say a DAF, a 3-axle with a rear lift, is probably the ideal lift and tow vehicle, but you say this will do everything, and fortunately with the weight and that, with the boo and that, you pay the price in fuel and obviously AdBlue as well nowadays. But a few things, you know, the bodywork I quite like. I like the roller shutters, it's quite handy. If you're up against a barrier, you can open them up and get your tools there. But you say that the only thing with them, they do tend to freeze up a little bit, and we've got to put a bungee on that to stop it lifting, because you say it's frozen at the moment, the locker catch. I do like the sort of lights at the back. It's quite a nice looking truck. So Pete really has looked after this truck. Everything I've, you know, used on it works. You know, there's nothing that's seized up. Everything's shackles and everything is spot on, so I don't have to worry about using it. Just jump in and do the job. But you say, just give you a quick recap of what I've done this week. We've a double-deck trailer that went to Stoke. We had a bus go to Scarborough, which was about 500-mile round trip, so that's a fair way. I rear-lifted a tipper, and we've rear-lifted also a tanker this week, so done quite a lot of work really this week, and a few dust carts. I say it does look an impressive truck, which it is. It's hopefully better film something next week, well, hopefully this week really. So thanks for watching the channel for now, and till next time.